All right, let's start this episode right here, right now, with a dedication. Okay, episode 51. We've crossed over the threshold. Okay, we've made it past the 50 mark, but I think we got a lot of better athletes to dedicate this show to.
That we're 51?
That we're 51.
Wow.
And we got some greats.
I honestly, I thought we were cooked after 50.
I think after 50 we're probably done with basketball for a little bit, but in other sports. And so between the three of us, let's vote. Okay, so I got Ichiro Suzuki. We're in 51.
Okay.
That's a good one. We got Randy Johnson. We're in 51. And then we got Dick Butkus.
Oh, we gotta go with Dick.
Yeah,
Fuck
we got
this.
it. Yeah, pause, but go with Dick.
All right, we're going with
Hey,
Dick.
Pause or no Diddy?
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Diddy.
I like the way you working. No Diddy, D.
Are we allowed to laugh at that?
Shit.
Yeah.
Yes, you already know what it is. You already know what you're tuned into, listening to, vibing with. It's the Mayor's Office podcast, baby. And you may be wondering today, why is this so interesting? Why is this episode just a little bit different? Just a tad different. It's because we went to version 2 of the podcast. You guys know version 1 of the podcast was myself and Adriel Smiley. Version 3 of the podcast was myself, Adriel Smiley, Stax Edwards, and Omari J. Morris. Version 2 of the podcast had no Omari.
Mm-hmm.
And today we have no Omari. He is on a 5-star vacation.
I can't confirm the stars, but he's on it. He leaves tomorrow. So tomorrow,
He leaves tomorrow.
Yeah,
By the time you guys listen to this, he's going to be in the sun with a margarita in hand, just enjoying the weather and enjoying the vibes and possibly missing us and missing you guys, the listeners. So I want everybody to wish Omari a big, happy 30th birthday. You deserve it. We got a lot of love for you. We appreciate you. Any words from you for Omari's birthday?
I'm happy for him. When Omari was younger, he was one of those people who thought 30 was basically 70 years old when we were younger. And to see where he's at now, turning 30, that he feels more comfortable with it, that it's not the end of the world, I'm happy for him. So 30 is a big deal for a lot of people, but I'm very happy for my brother.
Got to be happy for him.
But we got the real big 3 here.
Come on.
This is the real big 3. I know we're talking big 3s later on, but
It's a big 3 podcast, baby. You already know what it is. It's Ralph, a.k.a. the Mayor, a.k.a. the Last Airbender, a.k.a. Happy for the Spring. It's going to start getting warmer, people. The energy's going to get happier. The energy's going to be more positive. I know what it's like when it's snowing all the time and it's just cold and the nights are just long and the days are so short. But it's going to change. A change is going to come.
Tell them. We're there.
And I don't do this podcast by myself. I do it with 2 of my co-hosts that are here today. Starting off with the man, the myth, the legend, the owner of 1990 Studios. Talk to him.
Hey, what's going on? This is Chris, Stax Edwards. We're here in 1990 Studios, another episode of the Mayor's Office. I'm with you, man. I'm starting to feel the weather changing. You know, we got that little cold front last weekend, but I feel like it's on its way out. I think this weekend's supposed to be nice. A little bit of Easter, some dinners going on. Maybe get a couple Bud Lights going in the backyard, hit a couple parlays.
Some church.
And a little bit of church.
What do white people do on Easter? I'm interested.
What do we do?
Yeah.
Well, so some of us go to church. Not I anymore, but maybe we'll cross that bridge again. Probably the same thing. We're just, eating some food, connecting with the family. Probably a lot more Bud Lights flowing, I would think. But, it's pretty weird.
No spice
All
bun.
good.
No.
You do Bud Light, we do bun and cheese.
Bun and cheese?
We got to get Chris some bun and cheese, actually.
I
We
think
should do that.
You should.
Today would have been the day, actually.
Yeah, fuck. Don't worry. Next episode, we'll get you some bun and cheese. It'll be a post-Easter.
All right, I'm going to hold you to it.
All right, sounds good.
Why do we not eat bun and cheese all year round?
I don't know.
Because it's
Is there a
slabs.
shortage on bun?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there is. And there's definitely plenty of cheese. The cheese in bun and cheese comes out of a tin. It's like a big
Metal tin.
tin.
Okay.
When I first saw it, I said, you want me to eat what's in there? But it slaps, though. It's great, but that's where the cheese comes from in bun and cheese. But there's no shortage of cheese, no shortage of bun.
Inflation, maybe? I don't know.
True. Well,
yeah.
No, we're gonna find out this weekend.
After the carbon tax?
Yeah. If the cheese is still the cheese, the
No
bun is still the
seconds this
bun.
weekend, man.
Yeah, don't worry. But yeah, we will bring you bun and cheese. Big ups to the Easter people. We didn't even put that in our notes. We completely forgot that you guys will be listening to this on Easter weekend. So shout outs to you guys. Shout outs to Chris. And shout outs to one of my homies, one of my dogs, somebody that will never snake me. Somebody that will never finesse me. Somebody will never try to... I was going to say some wild shit. Adriel, talk to him.
Adriel Smiley Official, AdrielSmiley.com, a.k.a. The Godfather. Episode 51, a legendary Dick Buckus episode. It's already
How do
a
you spell his
classic.
last name?
Butt Kiss? Is that right?
Buttkiss.
I think it's only one S.
Oh, okay.
So it's more like a Mike Tyson kiss.
Oh, it's DICKBUTKUS.
Okay. Cuss.
Cuss.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
Butt
I like that.
cuss? A butt cuss?
I like that. So, episode 51, as Adriel said, we crossed the 50 mark. We are going to talk to you guys about the energy and positivity and the power that we'll have when we cross the 100 mark. Because there was a lot of struggling that went on to get to this point. And what do you do when you struggle? Maybe you're low on money. Maybe you're low on energy. Maybe you're just not all the way there. And when I struggle, maybe financially, sometimes the meals get a little different.
Okay.
Sometimes the food that I buy is a little different. I haven't had that feeling in a while because, niggas are, we're eating a little good.
You live by a Whole Foods. So
Where's the
know.
cha-ching? We need the cha-ching. Come on. He set you up for that one.
And my fridge has been a little more full than usual. You know what I'm saying? My dog's eating well.
Okay.
I'm eating okay. I'm starting to put like carrots and cheese in her meals now. She's like, ooh.
Wow.
But there wasn't always a time like that. There was a time when I was struggling.
Facts.
So I want to ask you guys, what was your go-to struggle meal?
That's a good one. You know what I think it is? It's crazy now because I don't think at the time this was a struggle meal, but I'm saying this is my go-to because I would not eat this now, was a fried bologna sandwich. Like a fried bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that used to
How'd you make that?
fry the bologna. You put the cheese in while it's hot. Mayonnaise on both sides. Maybe some little seasoning. It was filthy.
A little bit of newfie steak, as they say.
A newfie steak.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
I've never heard that term in my life.
But that would be the and probably peanut butter and jam. That's probably the regular one. But I'll also like peanut
that's
butter and
normal.
jam today. Yeah.
That's
But the bologna sandwich, like again, at that time, it was a delicacy. Like I really thought, that was like, oh, I got some extra time. Like, let me make a bologna sandwich.
Better living, man.
I've never done that before. That's interesting.
I'm happy to hear that.
What about you, Chris? What was your go-to struggle meal?
Oh man, back in the day, see, I used to live right by this convenience store. You know, when money's all out, you spent your last dollar on like dollar beers on the Thursday. You wake up Friday, you're hungry, skipping class. Probably gonna hit the 99-cent box of KD, which was a go-to back in the day. Now it's not 99 cents.
Nah, it's $1.99.
The next one I'd say would probably, honestly, just a simple. You get a tortilla, you get some cheese, you throw it in, and you just fry it up in the pan.
With the mac and cheese?
No. Just a different
cheese.
meal. Just cheese, like a cheese quesadilla.
Oh.
Just get the thing of tortillas, get a block of cheese. You got if you got butter, bonus, put that on the pan. Boom. That's the one.
You guys are some hood chefs.
That's not bad actually.
bad,
as a
man.
struggle meal.
Yeah.
You said the KD. The KD is probably the
It's a clutch one.
The go of struggle meals. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest, I had an ex of mine. Ralph can just guess who this is from the behavior, but she sometimes would request KD, and I was like, I'll cook a real meal for you, like, you know what I mean? And she would say, no, like I would love some craft dinner. And once I started cooking, craft dinner was quote unquote beneath me. So I would try and spice it up, throw a little meat in there, some veggies.
Yeah.
And she used to hate it. And she said, you can't even make a regular craft dinner for me?
Oh my
Dude,
God, bro.
Dude, you know what's like the extra struggle meal of that is sometimes what we do is like you just add the extra noodles. Say you're like real tight, you add the extra noodles you have in your fridge to make it like bigger. So you got like spaghetti noodles in there or whatever
Guys,
shape you got.
Mixing up
Mix
the
it,
noodles.
man.
Whenever you noodle mix, that's when you know. That is when you know.
Because you have to use the leftover, the
Yeah.
little bit of noodles in the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
bag.
yeah, yeah.
Bro, I'll tell you the worst one yet. I remember in college, I had nothing, and it was like waiting till payday. Like I had like 2 days to go through, and we were doing just boiled noodles, some butter, some salt. I didn't even have Parmesan or cheese at the time, bro. Tried a bit of barbecue sauce in that mix to give it something. Not really the move.
You made like a little butter penne.
Yo, you're working
Trying.
on the recipes. I respect
I'm trying,
that.
man.
I
We were
respect
trying.
that. I respect
We work with
that.
the resources we have.
I'm surprised that your ex was not bougie enough to have KD, but it was too bougie to have like
It's all
extra
lies.
shit in there. Like
It's all lies.
I don't know. Like you just want to throw some veggies in that shit. Like yo, fucking eat it.
Sorry for flavor. Like that's a crazy thought.
That's wild. My go-to struggle meal when I was in elementary school and like mom was working late and just me and the brother, or when I was in college, cut up some hot dogs, fry them up, craft dinner, mix it all up.
Yeah,
So it's the KD,
That's a classic. Yeah.
but you gotta put the protein in the KD.
The protein.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes we didn't have that protein money though, you know?
yeah.
So that's what I used to do. I used to do the hot dogs, cut them up
That's
because
a classic.
man don't eat glizzy straight.
Nah.
So
Yeah, but the KD is fine.
Yeah,
with
but
a
in
fork,
KD.
it's acceptable.
eggs, there you go.
I got a quick follow up because now that we're here talking about food, Chris, I want to hear your answer to this because you are the married man of the podcast. Do you have like a bad experience cooking for your wife, or maybe someone before your wife, allegedly? But is there a time when you cooked for a woman and it didn't go well?
No, I mean maybe, but they probably just lied to me. You know?
Okay.
They told me it was good, but there's definitely a couple times where I'm like, that was a lot of salt. That was a lot of salt. Yeah,
But
early.
they liked you enough, so they just ate it.
That's what I'm guessing, because there was definitely ones where I'm like, this isn't good, but I'm not gonna let her know that. I'll wait for her to see.
When you guys are eating it together and you're like, this is kind of trash.
You just give her that look, like, yeah, I'm not that hungry. Like we're good.
Yeah.
The excuses you give when you know it's trash.
Yeah.
You're like, I was busy, I didn't have time.
I ran out of one of the ingredients, yo.
Yeah. I made it from scratch. Like I didn't
man.
really.
Cooking's timing, and I ran out of time. You know how
That's
it goes.
fair. It happens.
What about you? I know you're a chef.
Yeah, kinda. So I try like to pride myself at least these last like 5-6 years after I started working like in a restaurant. Try to pride myself on like being able to cook and like learning new meals and stuff. And I don't fuck up meals, right? But last year I was dating this girl. Please don't time code me if I'm currently dating you. But I was dating a girl last year that has nothing to do with whoever I'm dating now or if I'm dating anybody.
Allegedly.
Can I get to the story? Yeah. So one of the first mornings that she spent the night over, the next morning I decided, I'm going to go to Whole Foods. I'm going to get some groceries. I'm going to make her breakfast. You know what I mean? So she's still sleeping. I'm a nice guy. Let me take care of this.
What's wrong with Hitch?
So I go to Whole Foods. I look around and I'm like, I can't make anything basic. So I get a nice steak. The Whole Foods steaks are a little expensive. Get some eggs and stuff. So
Guys
I make,
trying to impress.
I make some steak and eggs. And I'm going hard. Like, I'm not making, like, the single guy steak and eggs. Like, I'm using thyme, butter. Like, I'm going crazy. Like, even my dog's like, damn, for real?
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Yo,
like,
you don't even know her like that.
Yeah, what's this guy on? So I make the steak, the eggs, some avocados, slice them up, boom, boom, boom. Plate look nice, right? She's eating it. And you know what this girl says? Oh, the steak's a little chewy. I was just like, for real? This is what we're doing?
It's a sign from God.
What?
Should've done
And that's
that.
why, she's not in the picture right now.
You should never. You should never.
And if
done
I'm
that.
currently dating somebody right now, or if I'm currently not dating anybody, whoever that person may or may not be, that's why she's not in the picture anymore.
You're saying it
Or aren't.
ambiguously, like by Friday you might be dating someone, or not. Like it's in flux. I think for me, it was at this time I really couldn't cook that well. So me trying to cook for this girl was just like a foolish idea in the first place. But I fucked up some rice.
Ooh.
And I kind of got like, it was funny. I actually got busy and like wasn't
Time,
know?
man. It's time.
Yeah. But I already told her beforehand, like, oh, like, don't worry about food. Like, I'll feed you when you get here. And like, I did not want to give this girl that plate. Like,
kill you.
Like,
but you know, I said, yo, don't worry when you get here. Like,
Did you undercook the rice or overcook the rice?
whoa.
Under.
Ooh.
Undercook the
Yeah.
rice.
Ugh.
yeah, because I wanted to abandon it, but I was like, I should have just really abandoned it. But I was like, I already told you that you're gonna get. And she's like, oh my God, I can't wait to taste what you feed me, like that kind of thing. And, like the nice woman that she was, she didn't say nothing about it. But that was like barely edible. Like, now, I'm solid. Like now I'm no question. But at that time, I shouldn't have even suggested it. Like, what was I really doing?
What's your go-to meal to cook for somebody?
Go-to meal
somebody
to
you're
cook for
dating,
someone.
or like that first meal.
I think it probably is just pasta, but whatever they like whatever is their favorite protein or their vegetables.
Okay.
But I'll just do like a pasta, and I'll be like, hey, like, how do you like it? Because I feel like a pasta is an easy thing to infuse flavor with, even if it's simple. So it's like, okay, we can add a lot of flavors here that can be that kick.
Yeah, I think it's the easiest thing to not fuck up, especially under the pressure of this is the first time I'm cooking for you.
Yeah,
for sure.
You guys making your own pasta sauce, or you going out the can?
For the first date, like the first time I'm cooking for somebody,
Sure,
I'd probably use out the can.
Yeah.
I'm trying to limit the fuck ups.
Mitigation's key. That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
And as well, like I've seen the levels to this. Like for example, I've been with some women that I feel like I can cook better than. Then I'm like, okay, even if I don't do my best, like you ain't really on this level. Like,
Yeah.
Then I've dated people who it's like, nah, you cook. So it's like I might never want to cook for you. Period. So I've had that where it's like I've been at someone's crib and they're just like, let me throw something together, and they throw it together and it's like
that's sick.
Pasta with capers and
I've never dated
their own garlic confit.
No, that's crazy.
And you're like, yeah, I can't cook for you.
I've never really dated somebody that like, not often.
I could chef it up.
I could really chef it up. Like my ex could not cook. Like it was Uber Eats to the point that I was getting sick of it. If I didn't cook,
I hate that.
I didn't cook. So like I hated it because I just felt like it was a waste of money.
Yeah.
Two, it's like we could at least learn to like work together on something. But yeah, if I wasn't cooking, it was like her pushing the Uber Eats thing.
And I think because you said you never had it before, like it probably was more normal to you to have someone who didn't cook. Because I think like I would say that my exes that can cook is like half and half. Like some can, some can't. But now like meeting people who like they really get down, whoever I date next, like I'm gonna really be on the lookout and see what you can throw down in the kitchen. I want like throw down and a clean kitchen.
Yeah.
Like
I fuck with that.
Yo, I'll be honest, man. When me and my wife first, like, we, got together, like, even when we moved in at first, like, she was not the best cook. Like, very basic stuff, cook some chicken. Yo, I'm going to say this now. She told me why, but, like, growing up, she's like, yeah, like, I didn't really like what my parents cooked. Like, yo, shout out to my mother-in-law. Not the best cook. A lot of boiled.
Like the precursor to shout out to my mother-in-law.
A lot of boiled chicken. I didn't even know that you do this, but she's told me, she's like, yeah, we used to eat
rumors
boiled.
are true.
I know she's fitting the stereotype, but don't worry. Don't worry. I put a little training in, shoulder. This is called salt. This is pepper. This is oregano. Bro, but it was bad. I'm not even gonna lie. But like now, she's like got into because I like to cook. Like my mom cooks. Like my Nona cooks, Italian, like, so like I'm kind of used to being around the kitchen. I was not too bad at chefing up, coming up with stuff even when I was in college, but
Chris, you're Italian?
Had to really change. Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah, you got sauce. You're
that's
like,
why I'm asking about the sauce, bro.
You're white with seasoning, dog. Like, you're different, yeah.
I've been in Chris' situation where the
It's tough, but you can train them is what I'm saying.
the mother-in-law can't cook, and that is we're gonna move on, but that is almost more awkward than your actual girl not being able to cook.
You can't blame your girl if her mom can't cook.
No, you can't blame your girl, but you also can't say anything if her mom can't cook. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't bring up your mom who can cook, because then you sound crazy. So if your girl's mother can't cook, you really gotta hold it down.
But shout outs to your wife for enduring it for so long.
She did. Well, that's why when we got, like, she didn't like steak or any of that, because she's like, they're always eating steak. It's like, yo, like, just leather.
Yeah,
right?
it's the worst steak, like
it's
the
not
worst
good.
chicken.
If you eat it over medium rare, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I did. That's just such an awkward spot to be in. I appreciate you for holding it down, though.
Oh, I have to. And you know what? She's a good sport, like my mother. Like, she knows. She's like, nah, I'm not a cook.
Oh, she knows.
Oh yeah. She's like a grinder. Like, she's CEO of a company. Like, she does well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
she
was
never
like,
really had time to learn the recipe.
She was always
Nah,
working.
we don't gotta show her bill. She's an adult. She can cook.
She's retired soon. She got time. She'll have time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The one thing I do miss though is like getting able to cook in a new kitchen. That's like a special experience. When the few times I've gone on solo trips and got an Airbnb,
Oh yeah.
that's when I'm like, let me I try and do at least breakfast because breakfast is like you buy the least amount of ingredients, easier to clean. But that's one of the best things about a solo trip to me is like the cooking in a new kitchen in like an Airbnb or something.
Like a nice one.
Yeah.
Fresh knives, fresh utensils, fresh.
That's how you know we're getting old. Like,
yo,
good stovetop.
That's actually a big point because I sat back the other day and I'm like, yo, my knives are getting dull. I want to get a nice knife set for myself.
Dude, I'm with you, bro.
If this was me 10 years ago, I would have been like, what the fuck am I talking about, bro? I need a new towel set. I need like these things interest me. If you look at my Amazon search history right now, you don't think it's me, bro.
It's crazy. No, me and Anthony were talking about HomeSense, and I'm like, yo, HomeSense is where you need to spend your time and your money. Like, I saw a full body mirror in there for $60. I said, yo.
I've been living in this area quite some time.
Yeah.
There's a Winners. I never used to go in the back section look at like the home decor stuff. Now I love it, yo. I look in there before I look at the shoes.
It's crazy. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, like that's a sign of growth.
Yeah.
But on a solo trip, Chris, when's the last time you've been on a solo trip? Because you've been married for a little while now. You've been with your girl for a little while now.
Like a solo trip with my girl, or like
that's not a solo trip. Like a solo trip without your wife.
No, just you.
Me and my boys, or me by myself.
By yourself.
Have you ever?
Nah, bro, I'm not good. I don't do a lot of by myself trips, other than like when I was DJing, like I'd be in like St. Kitts or something. I'm like at the hotel, like bored, but like not really solo. I'd always like I've only ever done trips with like my girl.
Would you do it now?
Or like my boys. Nah,
like if your girl said it's okay, you can go to Europe and see a few cities and travel. Would you do a solo trip?
Nah, I gotta bring someone, man. I'll get so bored. Like I'll be talking to myself the whole time.
Okay.
I don't know. I couldn't do it. You guys do solos?
I fuck with a solo trip heavy.
Wow.
Yeah. You too?
I've never done one, but I would 100% do solo trips.
It's a vibe. I think with a solo trip, because my first solo trips were for work.
I was gonna say, like, were yours not work related?
Yeah, no, I've been on one not work related, but my first like experience with solo trips was for work.
Yeah.
And they rented a car for me. They had me at hotels in all the different cities. So I was like, oh, this is a vibe.
Yeah.
And I could really like try, like I had a per diem too. So I'm in a new town in the middle of Manitoba. I can go to this town and find the best chicken wings and order the chicken wings and the burger. And just to try it.
True.
Just to try it. Like something small like that, it's like that's something like you technically can do that when you go with people.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just won't for whatever reason.
I feel like you get that true enjoyment of what you want to do if you're by yourself.
100%.
So
you just need the right person, you know?
No, that's absolutely fair. And one day I'll find that right person. Bring him back. But I would want to experience doing a trip by myself. Like I had a friend that did a solo resort trip and he said it was a great trip. He enjoyed it. So that's something like I definitely want to do. I want to be around people that speak English. Like I don't want to go full like full tourist.
Full
like
narcos.
I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't just be in Japan by myself.
No, you're not hitting like Thailand, like deep.
Nah, can't do it. Can't do it.
But yeah, you're right. Those by yourself is a little different.
But I would do a solo trip. Yeah, and honestly, I plan to do a solo trip this fall. Like if it's just me and I get everything in order, I'm gonna do it, bro. I'm gonna do it.
I'd do Vegas solo. That might be cool.
What?
No,
I would do Vegas solo.
Of all places, though.
But that's not my number one choice.
Yeah, like my plan is like yours. Like I want to do a solo resort by the end of this year. Like that's really what I want to do is like kick up, read by the water, like even when I go on trips with people, like I'm cool for us to do stuff, but if it's the option of like we're doing stuff or I can be by myself, like I'm not even thinking twice. Like I'm gone, you know. So yeah, so I think solo trips are really underrated. That's one first and foremost. But I feel like I think you don't understand how fun they are until you have a bad trip. I think if you have a bad trip, you might be like, oh, I wish someone else was here. But then you think if you were actually by yourself completely, because you can still meet people wherever you're at. This is 2024. There's the internet.
Yeah.
You know, so you can meet people wherever you're at, have friends. Like when I was in Victoria by myself, like I made some friends out there. I hung out with some people, allegedly. But but on a solo trip, it's like you can really do whatever you want. So I think about I went to a restaurant, they had a line for breakfast. I'm in line for one. So I got sat way faster than if I wasn't in line. So then I'm like, okay, then I could really, really actually try this restaurant out. When if I was with people, they might be like, oh, we don't want to really wait and you know. And if it's 5 of us, we're probably not gonna wait longer too.
I want that feeling of meeting new people. I want that feeling of like I engage in these conversations. Like it wasn't like, you know, you did the work thing.
Yeah.
You're there for a purpose, right? I want to just go and like there's some people at the beach fucking chilling.
Yeah.
And we have the same like type of vibe and we can kind of connect that way. That's what I'm looking at. You know
Yeah. That's the fun part. Like me seeing that, even though it was for work, like the times when I wasn't working, like the random people I'd meet on the street or talk to, like I remember going to this vintage store in Victoria and I was talking to the dudes about the clothes, like you would do the same thing in Toronto. It's not like that crazy.
Yeah.
But just doing it somewhere else has a different feeling to it.
100%. You know what had a different feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Something that I heard recently.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's been a little bit of time. And I figured why not talk about this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
I feel like the industry got a little bit of a shakeup. It's been a week. It's been some time. And I feel like I need to bring it up to Adriel and I need to talk about it to Chris because the chat was a little bit hot.
Mm-hmm.
Metro Boomin came out with his tape.
Yeah. Metro and Future. Give Future his credit.
Yeah. Metro Boomin and Future came out with his tape. Make a little edit.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a verse on the tape. We don't have enough time to talk about the overall tape, which I truly believe was a pretty solid tape.
Yeah, solid for sure.
But I do want to talk about this verse.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about? You know who's behind the verse, Adriel?
Kung Fu Kenny.
How'd you feel about the verse?
It was crazy. I think that was one of the biggest moments in hip hop history, and
One of the biggest moments in hip hop history. Okay.
that's already valid. That's already valid.
Yeah.
Because you got to put two things together. One, they did the no feature thing, where it's like, okay, you're hearing it for the first time, and
I love that, by the way.
kind of like Sicko Mode when you're like, oh, like that same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And then this particular song had snippets forever. Like that song, we heard that beat over and over and over. So when that beat came on, I was one of those people who was like, oh, I know this beat. Like, so I'm already hyped because I know this song. I heard it a million times. Future killed it. Then to hear Kendrick, like this Kendrick's voice coming on the track, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
I didn't expect it.
So that's the thing. He already had you saying this is crazy before he said what he said.
Yeah.
So off that, it's already a moment. Then what he said, that is probably the most direct shot in the past 10 years from anyone in the big three.
Okay, so I had people online saying that he was still being subliminal. I said, how is that possible? And how can you fathom that when he literally named somebody's album?
Yeah.
And he said it. He said, I'm not taking the subliminal shots, first person shooter.
Yeah.
So to me, I think like what he said is cool, but I think that it's the directness of the shot. Because I think Drake has done all these shots of people where even songs we bump now, we'll rap along.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, yo, I forgot he was dissing so-and-so.
Yeah, he kind of throws a stone and sees where it's at. Yeah.
Yeah, Kendrick was literally like,
Yeah.
I'm going to line you up.
And Kendrick's had a history, and we're going to talk about it. He has a history of throwing subs at Drake.
Yeah.
I did not expect him to just say, fuck it, I'm going to load the clip right at your head top.
I think, I said this before, Kendrick is the anti-Drake, and so it's very easy for Kendrick to shoot at the top dog. When you shoot the top dog, it's almost a win-win. Even though Kendrick is a top dog himself, that's why Drake's always getting shot at. It's a win-win. I'm gonna sell more records, be more popular shooting at the top dog.
You feel like he revels in that though, and being the anti-Drake? I don't understand that. I don't agree with that completely.
I don't think he's looking at it as an anti-Drake. I think he has his own ego of like, I'm great myself. It's not about Drake.
Okay.
But I think that Drake is so great that he's not escaping it. Even as great as Kendrick is, I'm sure there's times when he's in the club and they're playing Drake or whatever it is, where Drake's greatness is still around and he's literally probably thinking, y'all talking about this guy like that? I'm him. So I think it's more of that he probably thinks he's him, but it's Drake. Wherever he goes, he's seeing and, being around whatever Drake is doing.
So we're going to get back to Drake. You feel like Kendrick has a real problem with Cole?
Yes, actually. I think that the line of first person shooter, everybody steppers, and then everybody breakfast.
Towards the end of the verse? Yeah.
I think that's like Kendrick. And I think Kendrick didn't rock with him going with Drake. Like, they have, 4 tracks together after not having a track for years. Then they're on tour together. Because this is a rumor. I'll say here, this is a rumor. I can't confirm this, but the rumor in the industry is that around 2018, 2019 time, Drake reached out to Kendrick to do a track, and Kendrick told him no.
Weren't they beefing those times?
Well, I think that's part of it of like, because how Drake and Cole are now clicked up. I think he was doing that with Kendrick first of like, okay, let's squash it. Let's come together. And I think that this whole stuff he's doing with Cole, he wanted to do with Kendrick.
Okay, you know what? I'm a Kendrick guy,
Mhm.
and throughout this conversation, I'm gonna hold Kendrick down.
Okay.
But as a transparent and a mature Negro,
Yes.
I have to admit something that I brought it up on an earlier pod when we went to the show, to the Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper show. Drake did attend that concert. We saw Drake. People went crazy when they saw him in a suite.
Yeah.
There might be some merit to what you're saying. As much as it pains me to admit, maybe he did try to reach out to him, because why would you just go to your enemy's show and just stand over him and watch?
Yeah.
I don't say it's a one-way beef, but I think Kendrick has been itching to get in the game. Like he's been like his only real beef is with Big Sean, which he won. So it's like
I don't know if we have enough minutes in the day to talk about how he disrespected Big
no,
Sean.
he hates that nigga. But Kendrick has been itching to get in the game. And I said this earlier to Chris, I was like,
Yeah.
rap, and this is why I love this beef shit, this is only in hip hop. In ball, Kevin Durant can't just be like, yo, LeBron, let's go one-on-one. Whoever wins it is the best now. Because we probably would take Kevin Durant to win that one-on-one. But you can't do that. You got to win championships. You got to stay healthy. You got to win MVPs, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Only in hip hop can I say, yo, I'm rapping at you, rap back. And this is Kendrick's, I guess, opportunity to take that spot with that energy of, listen, I called you out, so you got to respond. So I think Kendrick's been waiting for this.
Yeah.
And I think this is like his chance to say, I can take the top. Because personally, I feel like Kendrick even being in the Drake conversation is a boost to Kendrick. Personally.
Oh my God. All right, go. Continue.
It is.
Continue.
Like, for being objective, because I'm a fan of all three of these guys, especially these two, objectively, if someone, like, okay, an alien comes to Earth,
Yeah.
and they're trying to understand hip hop as a whole,
Yeah.
they're gonna be
I'm
like,
showing them Kendrick
no,
over Drake.
they as a whole, they're gonna understand hip hop as a whole.
Okay.
If they do their deep dive and like learn and watch with no context, no ulterior motives, no, they're a fan of Black Star, they're a fan of this, they just come in and watch in a vacuum,
Yeah.
they're gonna say, this Drake guy is way up here, and everyone else is over here. But we put Kendrick with Drake, and so now it's
So
Kendrick is up
what
here
defines
too.
greatness to you? Because what I'm hearing from you right now, because we haven't even mentioned Cole, who is an absolute animal, and
Yeah.
he is one of the most talented MCs to ever grace.
Yeah.
We understand that. Shout outs to Jermaine Cole.
Mm-hmm.
What is greatness to you?
I think the influence, the consistency,
Okay.
the relevance, the talent level. That's the difference with Drake.
Okay,
I think,
wait.
Okay.
Hold on.
One at a time.
Hold on. You said the influence.
Yeah.
Okay. Who has influenced hip hop culture more in their projects? You feel Drake has?
Definitely Drake. Definitely Drake.
Overall?
That's not even close.
Okay. What was the second thing you said?
Relevance, consistency.
Okay. Drake's more relevant than Kendrick. That's fine. It takes time to craft art. I see Simpsons episodes every day. That's absolutely fine. Okay, cool. You said consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Who has more of a consistent output of projects?
I think that Kendrick always makes great projects. We can't argue that. We
Okay.
can't argue that.
Okay.
But you know what it's actually like? It's like the LeBron conversation. LeBron's not the most skilled player. LeBron may be the best player, but LeBron has never been the most skilled player at any time in his career. That has not been the case.
I like the LeBron analogy. Chris, you're in the group chat. He did bring up the LeBron analogy in the group chat. I'm gonna let the listeners know.
You're gonna air me out?
Yeah, I'm gonna air out this one little thing.
I said something crazy.
You said something. You said something. Should I cut
No,
this?
say it. It was so good.
This man said that if Drake is LeBron, then Kendrick is Paul George. Paul George.
No, that was crazy.
I think if Drake is LeBron, I'm gonna give Kendrick Kawhi.
Why I say Paul George is because I think skill-wise, Paul George can hang with LeBron. LeBron might be a smarter player. He's better controlling the game. But if you go handle, shooting, defense, all those things.
It's still a crazy take.
No, but my point is, Paul George skill, like even players, not you can use KD instead of Paul George. But those guys, skill-wise, if you're a hooper trying to learn how to hoop, you're copying them before you copy LeBron. That's just straight up. That's how Kendrick is. Kendrick is like the blueprint of how to rap, like tactically. That's what Kendrick is. But DeBron is still the better player. So it's like Kendrick might be the blueprint of if I'm trying to rap well and be the best rapper I can be, I'm listening to Kendrick.
So what does Drake do better than Kendrick in your opinion?
Make music? Like
What?
No, I'm playing that. I think they both make good music. But to me, I do feel like we take what Drake has done for granted. And I'll say this over and over again. What Drake is doing has never been done in hip hop. Jay-Z at his best, Kanye at his best, Eminem at his best. No one has done that. And so we always loop him in with everyone else of like he's another popular rapper. No one has done what Drake has done.
I cannot knock the accolades. The number ones, I can't knock it. I can't say that he's changed music though. I personally can't say that
he definitely changed music.
Overall,
bro. Come on, what are you
definitely.
doing?
in terms of his influence, I don't know if he's like.
Influence.
I don't
Bro,
know if he's elevated hip hop, bro.
He has.
definitely
Drake
has.
has elevated hip hop.
Yes, he has.
I don't know about that.
I'll tell you two things. One,
The art of hip hop, I don't think so.
I'll give you
Think about how many Drake sons there are right now. Like this.
Are they talented? Are they gonna stay? Are any of his sons really, really gonna stay?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of an interesting son.
JB Blockboy.
No, that's
He's
not
not a
his
son.
Come on.
So I don't want to sit here and knock Drake because
let
at
me
the end of the day, if you look at my Spotify rap, he's gonna be right up there with Kendrick.
You have a Toronto shirt on too, so
Yeah, I'm from here.
rep the city, baby.
One, in stealing Big Sean's flow, that whole super duper flow that people do now, and that's considered good rapping that you hear even the BSF guys do, the Griselda guys do. Drake popularized that. It is Big Sean's flow, but that flow is what people do now, and that's considered real hip hop when they do that flow, which is actually a Drake flow.
Yeah.
So that's one. Two, the sound of singing and rapping together.
I'll give him that.
No.
I'll give him that.
No, but
I'll give him that.
No, we're thinking about separately. I'm talking about together. Like
No,
when
I
Lil
agree.
Baby is rapping and he gets melodic with it,
That's a good
Drake.
example.
So that's
Would you say Lil Baby's one of his sons?
Yeah.
Do you think Lil Baby has a lot of staying power in terms of influence and longevity?
Nowadays, I don't.
he's on
I just put out a clip of you niggas saying the opposite.
he's on a decline. He's on a decline.
He's on the
He's on a
cusp.
decline.
He's on the cusp. He could probably pull it back in.
But my
Who's staying longer in the game, Keem or Lil Baby?
I said Keem, bro. Keem's a horrible example.
Obviously, Lil Baby.
Keem's a horrible example. What,
Keem-
bro?
They're not the same. You can't put Keem and Lil Baby at the
I
same
think
time.
longevity in terms of, excuse me, quality of music. See, I'm so sick of you niggas. Longevity in terms of quality of music, I don't see Keem hitting a decline. I actually see him still like on the up and up.
Keem is this nigga's cousin, bro. Like, like you can't.
No
like,
wonder he's getting
yeah,
paid
like
for
it's
him.
not
Alright.
the same. Like it's his cousin. My point is the influence of Drake goes across music of all genres, but in hip hop especially, like he's not. To me, I think it's Kanye, Wayne, Cudi is like the trifecta of influence in hip hop.
Kanye, Wayne, Cudi.
I think Drake is that next level underneath, and I think those two things are the super duper flow that he stole from Sean and popularized, and the singing and rapping, because we're so used to it. Even look like someone like Gunna, like people are singing and rapping in the same breath, in the same bar, and we're just treating it like it's normal when you didn't used to do that. You rapped, and then maybe you sang your hook, or you had a little bridge part you maybe sung rap like some R. Kelly style. Mans are doing their whole verse, their whole song, and they're singing and rapping the whole song.
What can you admit that, as a Kendrick hater, what can you admit that Kendrick does better than Drake?
No, Kendrick raps better than Drake. He raps.
What else does he do?
I think he makes better art than Drake. Makes like if you want to treat music as an art form in the way that I can appreciate it, even though I don't indulge in it all the time, because that's two different things. We can watch a cartoon and say, "Oh, this is a great cartoon. It's amazing," but The Simpsons is still the one everyone's watching and breaking all the records. So again, something could be artful of like, "Oh, it's nice. I appreciate it." And that's different from I actually wear this every day. Because, and this is why I always say Drake should be in conversation by himself. When you see the people say the best shoes of all time, they name the shoes everybody wears. They're not naming the random EPPE that you never heard of. When people say the best shoe of all time, they name the Air Force One, the Jordan 1s that everybody wears. If you hear the thing everybody wears, everybody's going back to, that is the greatest.
That just means you're hitting different types of markets, though.
Kendrick is that type of market too. That's the thing. It's not about like I think we again. That's why Kendrick anti-Drake. We make Kendrick the anti-Drake of Drake's the commercial one. He's the whatever. He's the commercial. Guy's underground.
I think you curated that in your head.
It's real. It's happening. Like we're watching it. Like I said before,
I was a fan of Kendrick before I even really took in Drake.
Drake has more than double number 2 in all-time streams on Spotify for hip hop artists. Kendrick has half of who's number 2. So putting these guys in the same conversation, is really ridiculous.
Who does better numbers right now on Spotify? Taylor Swift or Beyonce?
Taylor Swift.
Who's a more talented artist?
Yeah, I'd say Beyonce, but
I never argue talent. I said who's the greatest. Because Jay-Z is not the best rapper ever.
So Wilt's the greatest to play basketball?
No, that's Michael. I'm talking about greatest. See the difference?
It's Michael. It's not LeBron.
Definitely not
But you
LeBron.
said Drake's LeBron.
No. This is why Drake, I'll say why Drake has LeBron. Drake's making a case. The way people make a case for LeBron and say
Okay.
LeBron or Michael, that's what Drake has done.
All right.
With his career, he's made the case where you could say it's Drake or Hove, Drake or Jay. But to me, the greatest doesn't always be the most talented. And I think Drake is the greatest.
Can I ask you a question?
Let's hear it. You see how this guy set up?
Can I ask you a genuine question
let's
for
hear
the
it.
podcast, for everybody that's here?
Mhm.
Do you, Adriel Smiley, liken yourself to be a music fan, like the core of music, the heart of music?
For sure.
You love music, right?
For sure.
Would you also admit that Drake has more hits than
Everybody?
everybody? Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody in rap. We'll say that.
Everybody in
period.
music. Yeah,
Okay,
like,
cool.
what are we doing?
Drake has the most hits, right? You love good music.
Mhm.
What percentage of Drake's hits are actually good music, in your opinion?
85.
85. You truly believe that?
It is-
Good music.
I'm telling you why. I
You guys are fighting for Drake.
No.
You can just nod. You're not on mic. Do you believe that 85% of his actual hits is good music? Like good music. You make music too. You can nod. I know you're not on mic.
You say not 85. What would you say is your percentage?
60.
I-
At least 65. He's not on mic. He said 65.
Okay.
Chris, you're on mic.
yes.
What percentage of Drake's hits do you believe are good music?
Oh, just out of his hits,
Yeah, because we're talking about these records.
easily 75%
75%.
of his hits. Yeah, not his whole catalog, but
Don't
just
let
of-
Ralph
don't
roll up his
have enough-
sleeves intimidate
No,
you.
we don't have enough time to really break down every single hit, but I guarantee it's not 75%. How many of Kendrick's hits are actually good music?
You thought you ate with that? I was going to say, yeah. It's
40% of his
40.
hits
It's
are good
under-
music?
It's under 50.
Are you guys crazy?
Bro, I seen Kendrick 3 times. I'm telling you for a fact. It's
40% of his hits are good music?
yes.
Yo, cut the podcast. I need a water.
You
bro.
thought you ate with that one.
I did. 40? I had to get a drink. We're back. I had to make
Calm.
sure the drink was very, very strong. I want to move on from this topic because I'm sick to my stomach. What that girl say in the podcast? I'm sick to my stomach,
stomachs?
fam.
Actually, let me finish this way because this is leading to our next person.
We got Yaph here. He's on mic, by the way. We needed to get him on mic because he said 40%. That made me even more sick to my stomach.
I was chatting.
Bring the mic closer
Bring
to
it a little
you.
closer.
I was chatting. My fault.
Yeah. My point is, I think that in the moment we think certain things are going to age a certain way. And my example that I gave off mic was my mom telling me about Lionel Richie. And in her time, she was telling me how there was a point when Lionel Richie, Stevie Wonder, and Michael were all seen as equals. Now, in the present, how much years later, clearly we don't believe that. It's Michael and Stevie are probably a whole step above, and Lionel Richie is a step below.
I think Kendrick's albums are gonna last the test of time over Drake's like full projects.
No, the actual music might still be good, but it's the perception. And I think of someone like
That's fine. I understand that.
Mm.
Because I don't want to be around people that just go by perception. I want to go by people. If I'm talking music, if I'm talking sports, I want to be around people that actually know the sport, actually know the music, actually know the art. Kendrick's albums, if I take Drake's top 4 albums, J. Cole's we keep forgetting about J. Cole. But if I take J. Cole's top 4 albums, take Drake's top 4 albums, and take Kendrick's top 4 albums, that's how many albums? 12?
yeah.
I think the top 4 is going to be dominated by Kendrick tapes.
I agree with you. My point is that Kendrick is not the only artist in history with 4 good albums. And so how his music ages and how people view him ages is not going to be what we think. I think there's going to be a lot of people who, once time goes on, like I think the perception, the space between Kendrick and Drake is at the smallest it's ever been because of this verse. Kendrick is touring now. I think as time goes on, 10 years, 15 years, the space between Kendrick and Drake perception-wise is going to turn like this. The same way with Jay-Z and Nas. All my OGs, when I come up, I'm like, Nas is cool, but you know, they would talk to me like I was crazy.
I don't give a fuck about the generation after Gen Z, bro. They can think whatever the fuck they
I'm
want to
telling you what's
think.
gonna happen. That's history.
Me as a fucking millennial, I'm 31 years old. I'm gonna go by the thought process of people that are around in my era of listening to music. Me as a millennial, a 31-year-old nigga born 1993 in the trenches of Scarborough. Come on, talk to him. This is what I believe. So I'm gonna say all that to say, and then we can get into whose side we're all on. That's cool. But this conversation right now, I'm gonna say, if I want a 16, I'm gonna go to Cole.
Yep, same.
If I want a hit, I'm gonna go to Drake. But if I want a project, I'm gonna go to Kendrick. And I think they each have strengths to do the other one's ability, but I think that's what each of them excel at. Drake can give you a good 16, Kendrick can too. But Cole is gonna body a feature or body a 16. If I want a full hit, I'm probably more than likely leaning to Drake no matter what, like compared to the other two. If I want a project, I'm going to Kendrick in terms of a cohesive project that's conceptual.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Brother Love. But now that you had this whole conversation, you got your blood pressure low again, you got your stiff drink. I need that anytime we go out in the summer, you need to be requesting Kendrick to the DJ. That's the energy I need to see. You better be asking for
be
Money
honest,
Trees or Backseat Freestyle. Actually, no, not no old. Ask for something from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Yeah.
All right.
Ask for N95. I need
less.
you to be requesting it.
I'll do it on Adam Martin's birthday.
And I need you to
promise you.
I need you to let me know on the podcast the reaction you get every time you do that.
I do the money pull up. I give the nigga
No.
money pull
Off
up?
the strength. Off the strength.
Say
It's
less.
not payola.
But at the same time, Drake is meant for that. Drake's meant for me to go to H&M and listen to. Drake's meant for me to
Bro,
go to a club.
we're not going to H&M as a crew. Like,
But I'm saying, I don't have to ask the
this
DJ at
Friday
H&M
night,
to
Friday
play
night.
Drake. I don't have to do it. When I go to the club, I'm not trying to listen to Kendrick because I'm not trying to think. I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to move my body.
Bro.
Kendrick doesn't provide that for me. But when I am trying to sit down and have a thought and really think about what's going on in my life and how I can progress and be a better person, I'm going to listen to Kenny.
okay.
Has Drake ever made you think about being a better person? No, he just shits on you because you don't make as much money as
Yeah,
him.
that's felt poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you agree with this? I think Kendrick is closer to the Eminem zone than the Jay-Z
No.
zone.
Next topic. This is not Eminem.
Let me be honest. Is this a safe space?
Yeah.
Safest.
Like personally, like I was saying earlier, like I personally haven't rocked with like Kendrick music in a long time. So like
You personally,
that's why I
you're allowed to have
refrain
your own
from making my
preferences.
opinions public because it's eventually gonna sound like I'm hating. You know what I mean? Over time, but it's like I don't know. It just doesn't move me no more. Like the music, like I'll go listen to OD,
Yeah.
like Cut You Off, and even like shit like that. Like that's my shit. You know what I mean? Or even Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City. But like after Good Kid is where he sort of lost me personally. Like To Pimp a Butterfly was cool.
you weren't fucking with Damn?
I didn't. Damn was all right. That's what I mean. I don't fuck with it the same way. Like
So you agree with me on the Eminem thing?
like in terms of what side he's closer to? Yeah, I would.
Because
agree.
I'm saying he's very skilled, one of the best,
Eminem,
but he's someone who you're not gonna play out. Like
majority of the time.
yeah, like you can't play not you can't because he has playing songs you can play out. But I think if you do play him
Eminem,
out,
bro.
it's a different.
You had me more at Nas than Eminem, bro. Don't do that, dog.
Nas is fine too, but I
All
think
right, yeah.
to me
do
that's what it is. Nas and Jay is Kendrick and Drake. As much as when they came out together, they were seen as equals, just as good. Even people from the era they know. Us now, at our age, we spent most of our adult life thinking Jay and Nas was like this. And Jay was up here and Nas was down here.
From our perspective.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if we're being real about it, that's what's going to happen with Kendrick and Drake.
You said it earlier when you were like, Kendrick is like the anti.
No, I'm looking for your OVO chain.
I'm
screaming.
so weak.
I'm screaming.
Sorry, my bad.
No, I was gonna say you said it earlier when you said Kendrick is the anti Drake, but like I don't even think he definitely played into it, but like I think it was bound to happen. Like you have the one guy from Compton, you know what I mean, West Coast type shit, like it was built to be against the Canadian nigga who sings.
And
you know what I mean?
musically, like Drake,
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Drake's music isn't
So
thought provoking.
It's a natural occurrence, is what you're saying. Like it was just bound to happen. That's fair. That I can agree with
like,
that. He's making.
I don't want to say bound. Maybe it might have been bound, but I definitely feel like Kendrick played into it because he knew exactly what was going to happen.
I'm not saying Kendrick did it on purpose initially.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Kendrick in himself knows the power of it.
Type shit.
Like he's not shooting at J. Cole all these times. He's shooting
For
at Drake because
sure,
he
for
knows
sure.
the power of.
For
It's
sure.
like if my adversary, it's like this. LeBron's nemesis is not going to be Lance Stevenson. His nemesis is going to be Jimmy Butler or Paul George. He's like
He's
like,
not calling him Lance Stevenson. I see your face.
No, but I'm saying
He's calling him Paul George
Yeah.
again. I heard him. I heard him clearly. He's calling him Paul George again.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
Oh my god. yo.
Your blood's boiling. I can feel it.
Yo.
You know what I hate about this is that I know that I'm right now, and in 10 years it's gonna be worse because Kendrick's gonna be viewed even lower in 10 years.
No, it's gonna be. Oh my god, wine gets better with age, bro. But anyway, that's fine. You can go listen to Nice for What, and I can dance like Michael Jackson. You gonna listen to that in 10 years?
No.
All right, cool. Anyway,
That's crazy.
Diddy.
you want to go to Diddy? Are we picking a side in this civil war?
Oh, between Kendrick and Drake?
Yeah, so you have
more
Kanye.
than that,
Who's on Kendrick's side? I'm not saying these guys are all
everybody.
rocking with each other. That's on one
But
side.
they're against Drake.
But yeah, we'll say that.
Metro,
We'll go Metro,
Future,
Future,
Ye,
mm-hmm.
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting someone? Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh yeah. No, you actually have to throw Meg.
No, you gotta
And
throw
then you
Meg.
can give Drake Sexy Red.
Yeah,
That's
Type shit.
crazy.
Type shit.
that's fair.
Sexy Red versus Meg is crazy.
It's a
battle.
formidable battle.
That's a
Is
wash.
there anybody else on that side?
Yo, well, they had Ross on the
Push.
album. I don't know if
Ross?
Ross is
Oh, yeah,
on.
yeah,
Ross
Ross.
unfollowed.
Where's Ross?
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
Ross-
I don't
Ross
know.
is on
Oh,
that
you said
side.
Ross is on.
Yeah, Ross is on that
On
side.
their side because he's on that project and he unfollowed him apparently. I don't know.
And apparently, Ross's girl be saying that he talks bad about Drake all the time.
Oh,
and-
I seen that video.
Yeah. So,
okay.
so Ross is definitely not on Drake's
I
side.
think
don't
Drake
know.
invited homegirl to his
Oh,
last
I'd
show.
seen that, but right before I came here. Yeah, his old
yeah.
shorty or something like that.
Yo,
He
Drake
invited
come for
Drake.
everyone, shorty, eh?
No, but that's my. I don't want to knock the man for whatever his preferences are because that's not my place. But I think that might be where a lot of these issues have stemmed from.
For sure.
Like, created a lot
Drake?
of this beef from Drake.
women,
No. Drake, yeah. But I'm saying from the women,
Uh-huh.
right? I think a lot of these problems, I think the issue with him in Future is sad because these mans are almost
And Metro.
40. And Metro, it's all over women, bro.
Bro, it's embarrassing. It's that's the part that I'm like no one's mentioning it because it's Drake. It's just like the fourth beef over women we've had.
Yeah.
But it's like we all are both almost 40 beefing over a woman who's not any of yours and has a man.
Nobody's calling out Drake about this because this is a constant thing. Like Serena Williams, like some of these other women now. That's petty, bro. If I have an issue with you, and I have a live podcast or something like that, and I invite your ex, that's nasty
Yeah, it
work,
is.
man.
Yeah,
that's
like-
nasty work. If it's true, allegedly. Allegedly. I don't want to put
Yeah.
false information.
We
out
got to see both ways. It might have been the other way though.
Oh,
might have been-
is Future first?
Maybe. Or Drake was with it
there.
first.
I think
and
Future's too player for that, bro.
Nah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if Future's do
I don't
the-
think he's player
I don't
at
think
all.
we could
still.
shoot
Just
Yeah,
take
like
Drake's
that.
girl
Sloppy.
was
He's
unprovoked.
sloppy. Yo, you think Future was upset? You think Future's like upset? It must be because of the girls. It's not because he did the collab tape with 21, eh?
No,
I heard
I
about
think
that
it is.
Futures
too.
work with 21 and they're Atlanta niggas. I don't think that's it.
To me, what I think it really is that it's the girl who makes it worse because she's moving like it's a stat for either one of them. So if it's a stat to rock with Future, and then you look it's a stat to rock with Drake, Future's not liking that. You know, it's like I thought I was a stat. Now this man's a bigger stat than me. I'm not rocking with that. That's what I really think it is. Because I don't think Future's player or Drake is player. I think these guys are all smashing the same 6 women.
Yeah.
You know,
That's one issue that I have with the music industry, bro.
Cesspool.
It's like, yeah, man, it's just nasty. Why are we all splitting up the same? Even what's her name just got pregnant? Joy
Drea?
Chavez.
Oh,
No, Drea.
Joy
That's,
with,
that's a different conversation.
Javon Diggs, yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's like,
oh
what if-
yeah,
Damn.
she has a baby with Future, has a baby with Bow Wow. It's like, yo, why are these guys all like
You know,
passing around girls?
I'll tell you
bro?
what it is. As men in the industry, we don't hold nobody accountable. I've been said this with Future especially. I was like, Future, we have not seen him with his kids one time. He's going to show us, but we know he has mad baby moms.
Yeah.
And we don't hear no raps about his kids, no nothing. For all
No
we know,
raps about his
no,
kids?
listen. For all we know, he's the most deadbeat of all dads. You know what I'm saying? Even 21 Savage will mention his child. Even 21 Savage
Hey,
was.
Bring him to the studio.
The thing, even 21 Savage is not no
Cole
super
said
nice
that,
dude.
but yeah.
No, but like.
But
I'm saying even the other dudes who are hood dudes will be like, okay, I'm with the kids or whatever. It's cool with you, whoever. Future, we have no idea what kind of father he is. I think about all the black men who don't know their father or have beef with their fathers. And Future is there living like,
Nah, it's I blame it goes on both sides gender wise. I
Mm.
blame the women because they're just running from rapper to rapper. It's like there's a lack of morals in that sense, and you're having babies for a check essentially.
Yeah.
There's no love being involved in a lot
Mhm.
of these like
Yeah.
these children. Like
But I'm
you
saying
can't you can't pay me to believe that Drea truly loves Jalen Green.
Nah,
bro.
nah.
Why not?
I'm not believing it still.
You said why not?
Yeah, we can't let love win sometimes.
No, I would love to win, bro. I want to be in love one day, but you
Yeah.
can't pay me to believe some
Bro,
of
her
these
son
people
is
are
older
having
than him.
kids
That's crazy.
Yeah, her son's
out of
older than
love.
him.
You can't pay me to believe that, bro.
Yeah.
That's his
And it's on the
step-ups.
men too, because you guys are passing around the same girls, and you guys are having unprotected sex,
Facts.
and you guys are having babies with these women.
We make it cool. Like in hip hop, the edge is everything. That's why Chance fell off. Once Chance started loving his wife, his
Too
edge
much, a
was
little
gone.
too much. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like, as hip hop fans, we love the edginess more than we love someone who stand up. Because if we said,
100% true.
"Yo, Fab beat this girl, I'm not bumping Fab no more," no one's doing that.
No,
The new freestyle drops. It's in the group chat.
no.
Fab is still nice.
It's hard though.
That's really what's going on. So it's like, I think about it with Diddy and his family, because in our group chat, someone put it in and was like, imagine you find out your dad is a rapist and doing sex trafficking. And I said, find out. They know.
Yeah,
And
they're too grown not to know.
And my
type shit.
friend goes, how do you mean they know? Like, he could hit it. I said, yo, Cassie was one of his son's ex. If your dad dates your ex, consensual or not, you're going to be like,
There's something
all
up
right,
with that,
I'm
yeah.
watching you. You know what I mean?
And that's not even the first woman that they shared.
That's my point.
Yo, Sharon.
And so it's like,
And Lori
there's-
Harvey.
and it's public. That's like, these are public things. So where did anyone get online and go, nah, Diddy's sharing girls with his kid? Like, there's no type of accountability. Like, no one, like, we're not the cancel crew anyways, but we don't cancel no one for not being stand up, not being a good father, not being a good man. You could be as bad as you want, do whatever you want. And it's like, okay. So that's really what I think it comes down to is like, yeah, we love Kendrick for speaking all wholesome and holy. We love that. But it's also like the 10 rappers who sell more than Kendrick who don't do that, we're not batting them up for it. Like,
Yeah.
Juice WRLD was crying out for help every single album, sell off. XXX, same thing.
No, we feed off of that, bro. It's
Yeah.
we're a
Facts.
parasite. And society's fucked up.
And it's
the
like in
social
our
media.
in our life we know better. So with this Diddy thing, that's what I'm curious to see is the behavior that happens with the other celebrities. Because my thinking is a lot of celebrities know what's going on, know what's been going on, and some of them I think were involved. Like, let's use an example: Trey Songz, just a random name, no reason. I think he definitely knew what was going on and was involved. So I don't expect him to say nothing. Then you think of someone like Jay-Z, who has a history with Diddy. They grew up in the same whatever.
Yeah.
Now you see Jay-Z has his distance at certain points, but do you believe in your heart Jay-Z had no idea this was happening?
Could say the same with R. Kelly. You think
Yeah,
Jay-Z
for
didn't
sure.
know
For
sure.
what was really
For
going
sure.
on?
And that's my thing is
And
we're
he was
when we hold
making
these guys
best of both
accountable.
worlds.
But now it's interesting. Like now people are really doing the deep dive and looking at different clips. Like I've seen clips
Oh
of
yeah,
Diddy with Bieber, and Bieber looked like
uncomfortable.
Oh,
very
my God.
uncomfortable. And there's multiple clips of him with Bieber saying,
Yeah.
"Yo, we're at a getaway, artist getaway," and things like that. And for me, it's like, how many of these things that we saw, but we just didn't really think too deep into, right?
Looks so different now.
Did you see the comments? The same clip you're talking about.
Yeah.
Someone a screenshot of the comments when that clip was actually posted, whatever it was 10 years ago. People are like, "Oh my God, Bieber, you made it. You blown up. You're hanging
Now
with Diddy
you're looking
now."
at it in a different light.
And then now we're like,
Why? How did his parents allow him to just be partying with Diddy?
Yeah.
Even like there was clips of Diddy talking about his time with Usher, and he's like, "Yeah, man, we used to
Yeah.
fight for the bed, and
Yeah, pillow
fight
fighting
for the
and shit.
cereal in the
Oh
morning."
my God.
Now you're looking at it like, wait, what?
that's the one. That's the one
That's
that I
gross.
look at the most different is Usher, because Usher's story is so documented, at least from like our age group or older than us. Of he's a teenage star and has spent the first year of his career living with Diddy when Diddy was already a big star. And when you think about Diddy's house being raided and all the things you know what happened in Diddy's house, and Usher lived with him for a full year and they remained close, all that, it's kind of like, what is this?
Those are crazy. He was like, what, like 14, 15 them times too.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
like
Diddy was grown.
Diddy's grown. He's living in Diddy's house for a whole year, and it's like we're thinking, okay, mentorship. Diddy's, you know, in the industry. Look at it now. Diddy's probably the worst person you want to send your 14-year-old star to go live with.
But you know, the funny thing is some of us that are kind of tuned into music
Mm-hmm.
and the music industry, we felt that there was some nasty shit going on. But like, even us as fans were kind of quiet on it. Like, we knew kind of there's a chance that Diddy's bisexual. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We knew kind of there's some nasty shit going in music, but we don't really talk about it in depth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so there's a lot of shaky things that now we're feeling more comfortable to puff up our chest and talk about it. If we talked about Diddy being bisexual 3 years ago, we'd be crucified.
Yeah. It's like, why you guys bring that up?
But now it's like the talk of the town. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I think we take the lead from the artist, though. Like I was saying to my parents, I said, you got to do the math like it's a Venn diagram. And once you see who's nasty, then you kind of see who else is nasty. And my example I always think of is Fab and Trey Songz. It's like, I didn't know that Trey Songz was nasty or Fab was nasty till I got older. Then I realized that Trey Songz is an abuser and Fab is beating his wife. And I said, I'm thinking y'all have this great chemistry on the record. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, me at my young age, I'm like, oh, I want a Fab Trey tape.
yeah,
And then I get older and I say, oh.
these guys are sick.
Damn.
You know? And it's the same thing with Diddy is like, okay, like for example, the person people are really mentioning is Joe Budden. And how he won't say nothing bad about Diddy and how when he was coming up, he was always at Diddy's crib.
You see the video of them dancing?
Yeah, at the backyard.
Right? And it's like, no one's accusing Joe Budden of anything.
Yeah.
But if something came out 5 years from now, whatever, you're gonna look back to that video
And be like, yeah,
and
that
be
was a little
like,
crazy.
why are they mad them?
Yeah.
Because you can know people in the industry. Like, I'm sure I know people in the industry who they're nasty and I have no idea. Because you just know people.
So yeah, if I got a question for you.
Okay. He's smiling already. Like,
Yo.
So Diddy's plane went to his jet landed in Antigua. He's in Miami. The feds
Yeah.
raided his crib. His kids are placed under arrest or whatever the case
seen that.
is. I got a question for you. With all this trafficking and stuff, did he do it?
did he do what?
Did he do it?
You're such an idiot.
This guy's killing me. And did he do it? Shit. Probably. I don't want to say it because it's like, it's like an open case
Nah,
type
I'll
shit,
say
but
he did that shit, bro.
I need to see what they're trying to get him for real. You know what I mean? Because he already settled the Cassie shit.
Nah,
So that's not what he's getting.
he did that
Yeah.
shit.
Going
He
to
did
court
that
for
Did
shit.
he do the Cassie shit?
He did that
I
shit.
mean,
bro.
if I had to bet, probably.
This guy has an EP coming out. Or
Yeah,
something.
like, looking for
Probably.
a feature.
You know what I'm saying? No,
No.
my homie actually asked me that the other day on some sick shit. He was like, yo, what if Puff pulled up on you right now and said, yo, I'll EP your whole project, this, and I said, yo, fam, it's not one of those right
It's
now.
not one of those.
It might do more harm than good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What did Cat Williams say? If Diddy asks you to party, you got to say no.
Yo, yeah.
Bro, what I think is like, bro, your two homes getting raided one time, LA and Miami,
Yeah.
by Homeland Security.
Yeah, Homeland is not a joke.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's
like,
not
That's not
LAPD.
no games.
Yeah,
That's
like,
not no games.
and two, I always think of it like sex trafficking is a very different charge than just the sexual violence charges. Sexual violence, one-to-one person is already bad enough. Sexual trafficking is a whole separate ballgame. So it's like, if 5 people say you're sex trafficking, you're doing something still.
Cooked.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
lock
if,
'em up.
like everyone's saying that you sexual violence. It's like, okay, we're believing that. But everyone's throwing in sex trafficking. That's not. I don't even think of that kind of stuff. I don't see someone I think they're kind of off and be like, yo, Chris is off. Maybe he's sex trafficking. Like, no one thinks like that.
Yeah, the only thing I will say with it, I guess legally speaking, it's sex trafficking. I think it's just like you're moving someone from somewhere.
No, but he,
For a certain
how
purpose.
often are you doing
Yeah.
that though? Like,
Yeah, true.
yeah, like,
Especially someone in the limelight. It could be somebody rich and all that, but somebody like that we see every single day, you don't really tie those two things together.
yeah, you think of it as a shady
Yeah,
underground.
maybe abuse you might see or like some sexual assault
Yeah.
case or something like that, but sex trafficking,
When you think of sex trafficking, you probably think like you're picking up some girl and you're putting her in this ring and just selling her type
Yeah,
thing.
you're thinking taken.
Yeah,
You're,
taken, yeah,
like,
yeah.
In your head,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
taken. And you know what I thought of? This is a crazy one, but think of when trains were the whole thing. When
Damn.
remember,
Especially when trains were the
when trains. I know,
no comment. Yeah, just move on to the next.
but think. No, let's move on. Let's move on.
train.
Whatever I was gonna say, it doesn't even
I
matter.
don't even-
No, I'm gonna say it doesn't
Edit.
matter. Edit. Anyways, moral story.
Yeah.
I wanted to get locked up, but I also want him to name names. That's it. I just want him to name names because I know it's not just him.
I heard it's like a third of the music industry that'll be connected in this.
They
No, I
have,
think it is too.
Must be.
What's his name? Lucian Grange. The head from Universal apparently is in the lawsuit too.
Come on,
yeah.
bro.
Bro, yo,
This is karma
Yo.
for taking the music off of TikTok, bro.
Oh, word?
It's-
That's what it is?
it's all the heads. That's the thing. it's all ahead. It's not like it's some little like it's you know what? It's almost like Jontay Porter. Jontay Porter being caught for gambling. It's like he's a random player, clown. But imagine if it was like you said, John Morant. You're gonna be like, okay, this is different.
True.
This is all the John Morants of the industry. Diddy, Russell Simmons, Lucian Grange.
This is the All-Star game.
Yeah, like this is the All-Star game of
crazy.
abuse. Like,
Jeez,
That's a crazy line.
what a lineup.
no, but like that's what's really happening. And so it's like, once you see it's all the top people, there's more people involved.
Yo, we always knew Hollywood was weird, bro. But we always like attributed it to like actors and stuff. Like for me to see it's like
Just
the
being
music
weird,
industry
yeah.
is fucked up. It's crazy. I would never like want to be
Look
involved.
at well, it's not music, but it was the Nickelodeon documentary.
Oh, yeah,
that just
that
came out.
Oh
too.
yeah.
These are things we grew up.
Fucked up,
Crazy.
yo.
Bro, us as 90s kids, right? For the most part, right? Like, well,
Yeah, don't do that. To
You're,
me.
No,
you're
he's-
90.
I'm 90. I'm born in
Yeah,
1990.
he's more 90s than us.
You're 90.
Yo.
You're 90.
He's more 90s than us.
Yeah, I was outside. Well,
So you're on road in the 90s?
maybe not, but
Alright.
you know.
All of us as
Outside.
90s kids, now it's coming out of the things that we really, truly cared about and loved and looked up to are all fucked up and have this underbelly that nobody checked until fucking 30 years later.
Yeah.
That's not crazy. Nickelodeon, the music industry, all these artists that we looked up to.
Bro.
Fucking WWE, Vince McMahon is a nasty
Oh,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Real nutty nigga, yo.
Think about that shit, bro. Really, Jordan, like, yo, dog, we looked up to Jordan. That nigga was gambling his heart out, bro.
You know,
It's so much things that like we never seen because we had those kid
we
goggles. on.
wouldn't even assume. Like, it's not like we were like, you know what? I bet Nickelodeon's nasty. We're not even saying that.
You don't have the context to put that together.
We're like,
Facts.
we're shocked. You know what I thought of? This is a crazy way to take it, but I know y'all will get me. R. Kelly is the one that really put me on game because I said to myself, how is R. Kelly still meeting 14-year-old girls in 2017? What 14-year-old girls are R. Kelly fan in 2017?
The parents.
It's the parents
Shit.
lining
Now
up.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once I did that math, I said, yeah, we're thinking a parent would never do that to their kid. That's crazy.
I just said it with Justin Bieber's parents.
Yeah.
How you let your kid go on this at this nigga's crib?
Usher's parents, and the thing now is like even the Nickelodeon thing. Some of their parents too.
Yeah, their
It's-
parents are nasty too.
And it's crazy because with your kid brain, you're thinking, okay, there's no way. Like the parents must not have known or whatever. And the more info you hear, you're like, wait, they kind of knew and they allowed it and whatever. And it's like that's how these things keep happening. Think about the parents letting their kid be abused. Our parents probably letting the abuser abuse.
100%.
It's wolves in sheep clothing. You
And the
know?
parents are
Yeah.
getting abused themselves, yo.
Facts.
They're allowing themselves to. You know how many stories there are of mothers that have allowed themselves to be with producers in order to have their kids succeed in Hollywood?
Yeah.
It
Crazy.
happens a lot, man. So
Yeah.
it's sad shit, bro. It's sad shit, man.
You know what's fucked up in the Nickelodeon one? Just like you're talking about the parents. Who was it? I think it was Drake Bell's dad. And he lightweight seen that this guy was moving a little weird with his son. So he was like, yo, I'm not leaving him alone with my son.
Wow.
And then eventually, pretty much, I don't want to spoil the shit, but like
Yeah.
the guy, the rapist guy, what was his name? Brian Peck.
Oh yeah, Brian Peck.
Pretty
yeah.
much started planting these little seeds in Drake Bell's head and everybody's head. He's like, yo, your dad's like a nuisance on set. Yo, he's going to cost you your job. Boom, 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 boom. So what does he
Crazy,
do?
bro.
To split them up. You know what I mean? Because he knows that's the only thing stopping him from dealing with
That's
the boy.
nuts.
Yo, that's
And what's he do? He
gross.
fires his pops.
That's disgusting.
And
bro.
you know the crazy thing I realize now, the more that I am in the industry, is that one, there's a lot of people who are naive who just just don't want to believe it. You know, it's like I look at this person as such a great person. The Bill Cosby was a prime example, but yeah, I see this person as their idol to me. They're amazing. I can't see them doing this. And that's one. And then two, the silence is like almost contagious. So it's like, say I find out about something and I find out and I go, yo, Ralph, already knows. And then you already know. And so I'm like, okay, I can't say nothing. They've been known and just didn't
yeah,
tell
who
me.
do I talk to?
Yeah.
Who
You
do I-
know?
yeah.
And so it's like, the more I'm in the industry, I realize it's like, you want to believe, oh, there's no way they knew. Bro, the engineer probably been known Diddy was.
Yeah.
Bro, when I was younger, I looked at the Diddy party, the all-white Diddy party. I was like, yo, I want to attend that one day.
Oh my, yeah, facts,
seriously,
facts,
bro.
facts,
Yeah,
facts.
I'm like, yo, this looks
One
lit.
day,
Is this
yeah.
the pinnacle for like black excellence,
Like
yo?
shit.
No, it's the pinnacle for something else, bro.
Yo.
So now I gotta chill out on that shit, bro. Honestly, last thing on this before we get to sports real quick. Cat Williams said it. 2024 is the year of truth. We're seeing the beefs come out. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that the hip hop industry is getting shooken up through beef and truth. I like that sports are getting shooken up through beef and truth. I like all of that. The entertainment industry with like movies, television, etc. It's all getting shooken up. Cat Williams is to blame. He started 2024 off with beef and truth.
Yes.
Shout out Cat.
Listen, all we gotta wait to see is his next role. To this day, we haven't seen him in a role since. It's only been a few months, but we haven't seen him in a role since. So that's how we'll know how that went down by his next role. If his next role is he's an extra,
Or if he even gets a role now, you know?
you know. So that we're gonna see how that goes on. Yeah, you said you wanted to get to sports.
Yeah, you mentioned a little bit earlier about the Jontay Porter thing. There's not much I want to talk about basketball, but we can talk about this really quickly. The fact that Jontay Porter, if you guys don't know, he's a center. He plays for the Raptors. His brother is on the Denver Nuggets. He's a championship winner, Michael Porter Jr. So Jontay Porter apparently is under league probe and investigation for betting on himself. Not the right way, but actually prop betting on himself in order to make money. So there was 2 instances, 2 games where he bet the under on himself, and it was the highest takeaway of that day from any of the sports books. So now he's under probe for that. There's been footage of him getting angry at himself for missing shots.
That was a crazy one.
One of the 2 games that I made mention of, the first game, he was supposed to go under on a certain amount of points. Once he got close to that point number, he said he re-aggravated his eye, which was injured 3 days prior. So then he took him out the game and he didn't play for the rest of the game. As a man that watches a lot of Raptors games, I always wondered why he was getting injured all the time, and it was kind of shaky. I'm not going to say I knew he was doing this.
Something was off.
But it was just a little off to me, and I knew he came off a knee sprain, so maybe he's selling it. I have some extra thoughts, but I want you guys to speak on this.
I think it's, first of all, hilarious. Like, yeah, it's serious, it's bad. Yes, we know that. But I think there is just a bit of funny thing to it of you're barely a bench player, and you're taking the under on your points, and then like you know what I mean?
Points right now, dude.
Like there is someone who come in that game for that spot and is dying for a contract. We've seen those players who they come in the game and it's balls to the wall, like I'm shooting everything, I'm going to the rim, and to see someone be in that position and do that, that's why it's sad, but it's funny because it's like, why is that better than getting a guaranteed contract? You know what I mean? Like, why is that better?
And I think he was on pace to get a guaranteed contract. He's a bench player. He's not amazing, but he was solid enough to get a guaranteed year, maybe 1+1.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Plus, he has to pull through his last name, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not doing something like this if my brother is worth $200 million contracts.
Yeah. Shameless.
I think Michael Porter just got a contract extension maybe a year or 2
Max
ago.
contract,
Yeah.
Come on, bro. My bro's worth $250.
It's shameless, yo.
I think it's also disrespectful. I just think about all the dudes in the G League who've been there 6, 7 years, 8 years for a 10-day. Like, even TJ Warren. TJ Warren is on 10-day to 10-day trying to get in the league still.
His own teammates. We've cut. Messiah's cut Raptor players this year.
Like,
and maintained this guy throughout the season.
some of them, Delano Banton. Delano Banton, we didn't re-sign him. He's moved a couple teams, but he's getting minutes now. Man, Delano Banton is there trying to bet against himself. Like, that would look crazy.
Come on,
It's
bro.
unders.
So to me, it's disrespectful. But we said this before. I'm happy in the sense that it's him, and it's not a bigger player going to be a bigger deal, because I think this would look bad on basketball, because I think this would be like one of the biggest first betting things for one of the major sports in the present. And I don't want basketball to have the reputation of we're the ones who are being dirty with the betting.
Yeah, it looks bad because basketball is the most predominant black sport.
Exactly.
Like, people are gonna look at it under a different.
Oh,
light.
you again?
Yeah, a lot of these niggas.
I knew they were up to something.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's I'm happy that it's a low profile player for that reason, because I don't want us to be the sport. Because talk about betting, Shohei Ohtani.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Ohtani shit is going crazy
That's
right
true.
now.
And
Yeah.
listen,
Pete
I
Rose.
like his plausible deniability.
We see what's going on.
Nah,
yo.
he's
We see what's
he's
going
smart,
on.
but listen, betting
You
against
want to tell the
yourself.
people what's going on with him?
So the rumor or the allegation is that he's making bets on and against himself, and he defended himself by saying that it was his translator making those bets. I love the dude
I
who
love
barely
it.
speaks
Love
English
it.
blaming
Love
his
it.
translator.
Yeah.
Like that is straight out of a
And
90s
you
comedy.
ask him and he's like,
But I think that I think they're probably not going to investigate as deep as what they're going to do for Porter. I think him being the guy he is, it's like, we'll just believe you, and
They want to
him
sweep
moving.
that under the rug in baseball. 100%.
Yeah.
You know what the thing is? Go ahead,
Go,
Ralph.
no, I see.
You know, I was gonna say the thing with that is like the Otani shit. They've already changed the story like 3 times.
Yeah.
Like first it was, it was his
Translator?
interpreter, whatever
Yeah.
the case was, accrued a $4.5 million debt.
yeah, that was crazy when I saw the number. I was like,
4.5.
How does that
is
happen?
Nuts, bro.
Yeah.
like as a translator,
You see what I'm saying? Like, how does he get that type of bread? You know, like
You
you
just
know
have
what I
to
mean?
talk.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
So what actually, because I think betting is still illegal in like California, or LA, or there's some stipulation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So even if he was betting on other sports, he wasn't supposed to be doing that. So what I actually, I don't even want to do that.
no,
Nah,
say,
do
say,
it,
say,
man.
I was
say.
gonna say what I think happened was he was probably betting with his homie on a bunch of other shit, and then they got caught up, and then they had a plan that they thought was gonna work. They was gonna put it on the interpreter, this and that. He said he went and he paid it on behalf of his interpreter.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah.
He said because if I gave him $4.5 million, he would have spent it on more gambling debts.
Yeah.
Come on,
They're
cuz.
trying to find their way out. The best part
come
was
on.
seeing Pete Rose tweet, I should have fired my interpreter. Like,
Yeah.
Dog, these niggas are
Yo.
degenerates, bro.
I also think it's like, yeah, you shouldn't be betting if you're playing in the game, but I also think they're gonna be involved in betting. Like if Ralph is in the league and I'm at Ralph's crib every day, whatever, I'm gonna be telling Ralph how I'm betting, and he's gonna be like, yo, he's actually trash. Don't bet on this. Like,
yeah.
if you're a player in the league, you're around it more.
Right.
So how do you police that in a sense? Because I guess don't bet on your own team and your own game. There's bet on different sports for sure. But I think you have more knowledge on your own sport, your own team. Like if I play ball, I watch ball. I know ball better. That I should bet on ball. So to me, what I really think is going to happen, this is crazy to say, I think eventually all this is going to flip the other way, and players are going to fight for the right to bet. I think that's where we're headed. I think players are going to fight for the
Fuck,
right
man,
to
that's a
bet.
slippery slope.
It is, but I think that's what's going to happen because I think ultimately like betting has become so mainstream. Like when Michael was betting, it was an underground thing. He's in
You
Vegas.
had to know a bookie.
Yeah,
back
and he's
then.
playing
Literally.
games too.
Yeah.
Like he's playing like blackjack and.
Yeah.
But
and-
we're associating it with addiction. I don't think this is associated with addiction yet. No one's talking about like Otani having an addiction. It's more like morally it's wrong because you're in the game. And so I think because it's more mainstream now, the players are going to eventually fight for the fact that we're humans too. We want to be a part of sports too.
You know what the worst part about this is? You're probably right.
I think that's going to happen.
And that's going to ruin the integrity of sports. And sports, honestly, gambling has killed sports.
Already, sure.
It's already
sure.
killed sports.
For
I don't
sure.
agree.
You don't agree that gambling's killed sports?
No, it's been
Band is
it's
near.
been around forever, right? It's just now it's becoming a mainstream thing. You
That's
can
what's
do
made it kill
online.
sports, though.
It's the mainstream part.
You could do it in the apps of the
Yeah.
sports. You know what I mean?
Like the DMs players are getting of saying, you ruined my over, kill yourself. Like they might have get the kill yourself before. They might have, you know what I'm saying? They might have all the
Yeah.
kill yourself, but maybe it's for a playoff game or you miss a game winner, not just a regular game. Your team won. You're on a 3-game win streak.
Bro,
But that's just some mental guy like making a comment to nobody.
No,
right?
it's
He's talking to
not
himself
because
in the
it's-
DM.
I have a close friend that he's like, yo, Anthony Simons fucked up my parlay, and I DM'd him. I'm like, you really DM'd him? He's like, yeah, look what I said. He's like, yo, fuck you, bitch ass
No,
nigga.
but I guarantee your boy's talking to himself in that DM because no one's answering.
Sometimes they read it, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
they-
well, you're an athlete. Put it away. Get over it.
I'm
know,
of
like,
the
I'm
same
okay
thought,
with
but this generation's a lot more sensitive. We've never.
Yeah.
This is our first real.
true.
That's our first real instance of us dealing with a generation of athletes that are dealing with social media.
Yeah.
So it's
That's-
not super fair for us to say that they're being soft. I personally am of that belief that some of them are being soft,
Yeah.
and you should just play your sport. You're making money. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not in their position, bro.
This is real life.
Yeah, but nowadays a lot of the kids grew up with social media anyway, and now they're famous. Like they already had an idea of how it works. Like you see a lot of players, playoff time comes around, they put they private their account. You know, they put it all on the
Not the
low.
light skinned ones though.
Those are the
Some
old,
people
those
are
ones.
sensitive, man. Then you
But
got
I think fame is different though. I think that's a whole different ball game when it's like you're getting 5 DMs after a game you won,
yeah.
telling you to kill yourself. Like that's a
That's
whole
wild,
like
yo.
you know
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're dealing with reporters who are already questioning you, saying your team won, but you shot 3 for 11. What's going on in your life? And you're like, Joey won, fam. Like I shot cold and we're cool.
Yeah.
But you go and you open your phone, even at halftime. You open your phone at halftime, and at halftime you see a DM saying, "Yo, you haven't shot a ball yet. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yo, if you're opening your phone at halftime, just
That's on you.
Yeah,
No, but
you know?
I'm saying you're saying it's a generation. That's normal now. I've heard so much older players talk about when we had halftime, we would just talk, connect, whatever. Now at halftime,
Luka tweeted halftime at the All-Star game.
They used to smoke at halftime.
that's what I'm saying. So that's normal now. So it's like even the player taking his phone at halftime, we're saying don't look at your phone. He's gonna be the only one in the place I'm looking at his phone. The whole team is looking at their phone. I'm so cool I can't look at my phone.
Yeah, you know what I like? I just saw the Oshawa Generals. They have this like thing on the outside of their locker room.
Yeah.
So when it's game day, they have to put their phone in like
like a little lock box,
and it locks up till the game's over. Just like right before the game till after.
That's
like
crazy
that.
that mans have to do that now, bro.
That's what they should be
But
doing
they
for
should
all
be.
the teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, this is my one rule I think would fix so much of social media. Okay, hear me out. You can't comment and you can't DM anybody unless your profile picture is actually you.
I think you said that last time. Still.
I
Last
stand
time
by
was
it.
there.
I stand by it.
I like that.
You need, you know, you verification with your passport, whatever.
Yeah.
Same thing. You got to verify your passport and make sure it's you.
That will eliminate a lot of
And
shit.
if you don't, and what one thing I would add, which maybe not for everyone, but if your profile like name, it doesn't have your name in it at all, like a name nobody calls you. Like if you're going by Big Dude 44, you can't DM nobody. You can't comment on nothing. If you're,
So how's my ex gonna create my page?
she can't. Problem solved.
Darn, I wanted to see that I'm winning.
You want to see her see in the story?
No, I want to make sure she knows I'm winning.
I see. Just DM her. You could DM her.
Yeah, you can send,
That's too
Send her
hot.
the
That's too hot.
highlights.
That's too hot.
That's
DMing
way
your
too
ex to
hot.
say you're winning is crazy.
Way too hot. Way too
Like, look at
hot.
this fly picture. I'm in great shape.
I'm out of town again.
I'm out of town again. Oh, that's so funny.
Yes. So you guys sat with us for episode 51 of the Mayor's Office podcast. We're gonna close this episode, but before we close the episode, we got 3 things to hit you guys with. Actually, 4. We hit you guys with a creator showcase. We're going to give you a special one today, an anime suggestion, a non-rap suggestion, and a listener shout-out. We've been getting some good love off the listener shout-outs.
I like that.
So I'm going to start with the listener shout-outs. I want to give a big shout-outs to JC John Cannon. Long time listener. He always reposts. He always shows love to the podcast. I hope that you're able to hear this.
Big up JC.
We appreciate you, JC. Shout outs to you. Everything that you're doing. Keep up the energy. Keep up the love. Keep listening. We appreciate you. And we will find out who is our listener of the episode next episode. But shout outs to JC. Now, the anime suggestion of the week.
Moment they've been waiting for.
I'm going to go with animation, and this is why. We talked a lot about 90s babies today.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest cartoons that I watched in the 90s has been rebooted, edited, updated for modern times. 2 episodes came out, 3 by the time you guys listening to this. But there was an X-Men cartoon back in the 90s. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch it.
Yep.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Old Wolverine.
Yeah. So, classic theme song, classic show. They rebooted it, new episodes. I watched the first 2. Amazing.
What's it on?
It's on Disney Plus.
Say less.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. So X-Men 97 on Disney Plus. Great storyboard. Whoever created this, whoever curated, whoever fought to get this back up. Shout outs to you guys. I'm loving every episode so far. Big ups to that.
I like that suggestion. We got to come back and do like a X-Men only discussion at some point.
For sure.
Because X-Men really started it all. I think that people forget about that. Before there was all the Marvel, Avengers, MCU,
Yeah.
X-Men was what you were going to go see. So I think we got to give X-Men their credit at some point. That's for another episode.
Definitely. Okay, so the non-rap suggestion. So we're going to do something special. We're going to talk about the greatest rapper of all time, and we're all going to pick a Kendrick song.
All right. I'm down.
We'll do a non-rap suggestion. Chris, if you want to go first, if you have a non-rap.
Yeah. So for this one, I think the song is called Mahal by Glass Beams. They're like an indie jazz band, real cool. I think mostly instrumentals. I haven't really heard too many vocals on it. I just kind of found out about these guys, but they're cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Big up to Glass Beams.
Yeah.
You know, I like to keep it local with my non-rap suggestion.
Okay.
Whenever I get some good talent out of Toronto, and this group actually we're same alma mater, so even more local. Bad Not Good, featuring Baby Rose. This one's called One Last Dance. It's very, very melancholy. It's like R&B, jazz-ish, but it's very much like you can't have too much lights on. Like all these lights right now, it doesn't fit the vibe of this song. This is like candlelight, maybe a red light, and like the windows cracked a little bit.
I love Bad Not Good.
Yeah, so this is that vibe.
I love it. I originally picked a Temptation song. Adriel put a note saying that it's been sampled multiple
Chris?
times.
Yeah, I saw, yeah.
So
I checked it off.
I'm gonna pick another Temptation song that I had to absolutely make sure. And sonically, I'm pretty sure that it hasn't been sampled a lot.
Okay.
So it's Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Originally, I picked My Girl. It's one of
Yeah.
my favorite songs, but it has been sampled a lot. So that's absolutely fair. So Ain't Too Proud to Beg by The Temptation.
Underrated
No,
group.
and that's a good
Very.
one.
Underrated group. I'm happy.
Really? Underrated?
For sure. I think people know their songs, but they don't know them as a group.
They got 10 million monthly
It's-
listeners though, so
yeah.
shout outs to them.
No, but they know the songs,
Yeah.
but they're not gonna say Temptations off the rip.
Would you say they're generationally underrated to certain groups?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
You know?
Yeah.
Like their music stands the test of time.
Yeah, like for
Like
sure.
Kendrick. Was that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, shout out Drake, man.
Shout out Drake.
Shout outs
man.
Cole actually. Cole has an
Yeah,
album
shout out
coming
Cole.
out and we did not talk about him.
Yo.
But I feel like when the fall off comes out, we're gonna be on J. Cole timing. So it's
I
all
was
good.
laughing at this whole J. Cole Kendrick Drake thing because the song I've been listening to the most recently is High Power, which is produced by J. Cole. And I've been adding it to bare playlists because I just came back to it. And so I'm here telling you how Kendrick is not this and not that. And listen to High Power every single day.
Don't kill me. High Power is a big track for sure.
Huge.
All right, listeners, I appreciate you guys. Chris appreciates you guys. Adriel appreciates you guys. But you want to know how you guys can show appreciation to us? Like, comment, subscribe. We have fun doing this, but we need that extra push. We need the people out there to also know about us. Get the name out there. Get the vibes out there. Because there's a lot of good podcasts. But we're coming for that top spot. Not only in the city, not only in the country, but potentially the world. So we're trying our best out here. Adriel, talk to him.
Come rock with us on YouTube. We're not this fly for no reason. Ralph is wearing double Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay? This is why you come to YouTube. Okay, so subscribe to us on YouTube is it Mayor Media or Mayor's Office?
Mayor's Office on YouTube.
Mayor's Office on YouTube. Leave us a rating and a review on all your podcast platforms. 5 stars, not a single star less. And of course, until next time, cancel canceling, bring back bullying. Know yourself, know your worth.